So, today we're once again gonna go through some bullshit, aka Reddit. Yeah. Let's actually see if there's something new on the cool guide subreddit, because sometimes there's actually something fucking amazing. And as you can see, I do have a new light, and this new light is capable of quite a few things. I don't know if this is too bright or if this is shit. If that is cool. I don't know. I don't think so. I think that it is actually kind of breaking everything quite. This is very, very bright. What about green though? I thought that the green one is actually pretty good. No, I don't want to have a party here. Ah, now I get it. So actually keep it green. I don't know. I kind of like this aesthetic. Maybe, nah. This looks kind of cool. Yeah, I'm gonna keep it like that. I don't know if this is nice or not, because there is warm light somehow. Or I'm gonna do it like this. This is actually quite great. Can I? No, I can't. Or can I just have it normal and then like that? Yes. This is, I think, how I want to have it, even though it is quite bright and it's hurting me in the eyes when I'm looking into it, but it is pretty cool. I have actually bought this light not for the sake of, just having it for the YouTube videos, but a colleague of mine said, are you actually going to buy it for just, your YouTube channel and stuff? And I said like, no, just for my room because I want to have a light. But then I thought, well, it's actually a pretty good idea though. Anyway, climate comparison between North America and Eurasia. Nah. I mean, if we are having, or is this North America? Yeah, I mean, it is North America. And the Philippines, well, Germany. Apparently, when you are in Eastern Europe, I mean, there is a map that is indeed comparing climate to, or from North America to Eurasia or Europe and Asia. And they say like Russia is like a really big part of the north of America, and Mongolia as well, and China apparently. And it's apparently is the case that the climate in the what is this actually? I think it is Mexico, or is it actually South America? No, it's not. I think it is Mexico, so Middle America, that it is actually having the same climate as India. But I don't actually think so. Anyway, equivalent countries, latitude across continents. Not interesting. How long animals live? I've already went through that. A guide to some bag types. Messenger briefcase, tote. I actually didn't know about that. There's a fanny pack, which is very, very popular at this point in time. Satchel, the sack, the backpack, the bowling. I do like the bowling bags. They are pretty cool. Or the weekender, or duffel, or barrel. I think all of them are pretty cool. And there's the tote, which kind of looks like a rucksack or backpack, but you're just using it as a handbag. Pretty interesting. Actually, really indeed pretty interesting. But I actually don't want to have it. Can I make it brighter? I can make it even brighter, but I don't think that it is smart. And it is well, then I'm going to have it like that or like that. Yeah, this is amazing. This actually is, it's actually very moody, having this warm light. And this is also the reason why I've bought it, I don't like spending money on anything. I've also bought myself some shoes today because I thought, well, I need actually some. And yeah, I actually also wanted to have some hat type thing because all the, I don't actually know what it's called. Fuck, man. All the caps or hats and whatever that I'm having, they don't look that nice, Light bulb bases. The ultimate cheese chart. Cow, goat, sheep, and what is the other one? Buffalo. There is, well, okay, of course there's mozzarella, but I didn't know that there's some other cheese type that is from buffalo. Yeah, the more I know. I've needed this thanks to whoever made it. It will be well used. How paint can change a room. I would say, before you actually start painting your room in just a green color and whatever, buy yourself some fucking light. I do believe that it is just way, 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 way more cheap than just painting your fucking room. There is no work involved, and you can change it. I mean, okay, you can paint the wall green and like it, but what about tomorrow? What about the next week? What about in 2 weeks? What about 3 weeks? You're maybe gonna think like, well, it's actually not that amazing. It's actually pretty shit. And then it is a fucked up thing. Guide to US intervention in Latin America. Not interested. Common tungsten lights used on film sets. Okay. How to use WordPress. No. Well, that's actually not that not that amazing things there. So we're gonna go through something else. Let's see. I got my first tattoo today. She actually looks like very young. You could leave life right now, let that determine what you do and say and think, Marcus Aurelius, and she tattooed herself, or she got tattooed, Memento Mori. I think the first and or only Stoic thing that I would tat on my body is Amor Fati, because I absolutely love it. You know, it just really makes sense. Love faith, love your faith, love whatever just position you are in. I mean, I think it's amazing. I really think, you know, and I think that is also applicable to quite a lot of things. And I think it's great. I really do think so. And I do, by the way, also think that the combination of warm light and this light, so the more just bluish and coldish light, is fucking amazing, especially if you're having some sort of filter like I'm having there. You know, it's, maybe I can actually show you, I don't know. Filters, can you actually see that? So this is the normal thing, and this is with the filter. Normal, filter, normal, filter, normal, which is just shit. And now it's cinematic and cool and nice. And there's also some color correction apparently, making it a bit lighter. Okay. You know, I've set it up like, I don't know, just quite some time ago, and therefore I don't really remember. Dealing with emptiness. If you're struggling with emptiness, denial is the last place you want to be. Many people make the mistake of ignoring their problems for too long. They pretend their emptiness doesn't exist, hoping the issue will magically fix itself, but you know it won't. In fact, your issue might get worse until it starts taking over your life. Which is not that amazing, which is pretty fucked up. The happiness ruse. How feeling good became a matter of relentless, competitive work which makes us miserable. Also not that good. I quit alcohol and cigarettes for 10 months and 2 days, which is fucking amazing. And I mean, with alcohol, it is such a thing. I do think, and you know, the last time that I've drank something was probably like, I don't know, 4 weeks ago, 5 weeks, something like that. And before that, actually before, you know, some sort of a period of time, I wasn't drinking quite anything, like once a year, just on very, very, very special occasions. And nowadays it's also like, you know, sometimes I drink, and sometimes means like, I don't know, very, very, very seldom. Meaning, okay, if I'm just sitting down with friends, and maybe it's also going to be the case in like 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 weeks, when I'm going to be in Vienna, I guess, because I'm having a buddy there. And yeah, okay, we're going to drink there, quite, or probably. And I'm fine with that. So alcohol for me is not that of a big thing unless it really becomes a daily habit, and or a habit in general, like every single weekend and whatnot. This is then not that amazing and actually pretty fucked up and shitty. With smoking, I am just having a different thinking about that. Because I think cigarettes per se and or tobacco per se is, I don't want to say more harmful, but you're not gonna, you know, the regularity is a different one, you know, and the consistency, like you're gonna drink, well, you're gonna smoke more than drinking, quite, you know, because you're not gonna drink every single day, probably, and not like every 3 hours, 4 hours and whatnot, which is totally the case when you're smoking cigarettes. Actually, some people are smoking endlessly or just all the time. It's insane, you know. If they could, they would probably also smoke when they're sleeping, but they can't, you know. Apparently, I've heard that, you know, that people can't. Anyway, you can do it too. I lost 50 kilograms in 9 months without any help, just mindset, which is amazing. Fuck, man. I really appreciate that. I really motherfucking do. It's an amazing shit. Really gotta say so. If you're not happy alone, then you won't be happy in a relationship as well. And yes, this is definitely something that I hope that I've been able to communicate as well, and just point out by going through certain articles, and maybe also talking about my story and what I've been going through and my recent breakup and all of these things. Please don't focus on any relationship. If you're just as young as I am, I'm 19 years old, please really don't think about being in a fucking relationship. You know, don't wish for it. Even though it is, I mean, it is definitely something that I've been, no, that's not good. That's not too much sense. What about that? Is it then green? Well, anyway. I don't know, like it is a difficult thing. Of course, I've also been wishing for a relationship, and I've also been looking forward to a relationship, and I've always also had a really, really amazingly great time and also important time for myself in this relationship that I was in. But, really big but, it just really does make sense to figure your life out, figure yourself out, and really, I'm talking about love relationships. It's not about friendships. I do think that friendships are enormously important for your whole life, and also one of the reasons why you should be having as many as you possibly can. Yes, and I do think this just makes more sense to focus on, just getting the connections, getting the friendships, getting the people, and knowing the people, and all of these things than being in a love relationship. Of course, it is a nice thing. Of course, we all wanna just have sex and shit, but you don't have to be in a relationship to have that. And so yeah, you're not going to be happy if you have a girlfriend. You're not going to be happy if you have a boyfriend. It is going to change some things, but if you're entirely unhappy with yourself, then it won't change that much. Of course, well, you're going to be happy, yeah, but maybe you're not going to be happy. Of course, as I said, I had a great time, and I've been really happy, and I haven't had to think about certain things that I maybe now have to think about and had to think about. But of course, on the other hand, there is just a lot of things that you then have to think about just because you are in a relationship, like, the birthday of your significant other, just really trying to do everything for this other person in terms of making sure that the relationship is fine. And of course, this is part of being in a relationship, but I do really want to point out that it is not a magical pill that's going to make your life just enormously good and amazing and whatnot. There is some work involved, and there is also some pain involved if you don't put in the work, for just on one hand. On the other hand, there is just pain because of whatever reason. And I don't know, just build a life for yourself that you tremendously enjoy, which is not kind of based on other people, I would say. Even though I do think that friendships is something different, just because the possibility and the probability and the chance that you are going to have this relationship with your buddy, with your friend, with your whatever, I think the chance is way higher that this is going to be consistent, and it is also going to just be alive and be there in the future as well. I don't know, if we think about marriages, it's like 50% of them get divorced. And I don't know, like, it's not a good quote. It really is not. I need a book that will emotionally tear me to pieces. Hit me. What the I wouldn't like to have that. By the way, I don't know which movie I'm gonna watch today, but I'm gonna. And also today is actually my cheat day, even though I've just started eating like not even an hour ago, I would say. Well, quite an hour ago. And it's been the first meal that I had. So I've actually quite had 24 hours of just not eating anything. And I'm actually very, 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 very fine with that. Even though I do want to point out and say, I kind of fucked with my cheat day. So, why did I do that? Anyway, I'm going to eat a fucking lot of shit after I've been recording and stuff, because I actually need to do something as well. Anyway. Giving up on small things. I've realized how often I give up on small things routinely. I don't mean giving up on long-term goals, but stuff we do every day. For instance, if I find myself trying to fix something that's broken inside my house, usually I try something that's supposed to work out. When for some reason it doesn't, I basically stop. I basically stop trying instead of looking for other equipment at hand and that might be useful. Sometimes I feel there is some kind of mental block going on, but I'm not sure how to overcome it. How I can train my mind to try every possibility at hand before moving on, or taking a longer step before trying again. Look into learned helplessness. I struggle with this as well. Well, I'm actually going to upload it, first of all. And second of all, well, I don't know. Like, I do also believe that it is not that important to be 100% active in every single part of your life. Of course, there's going to be some things that you're prioritizing. There's going to be some things that you are... that you're having more in your mind than just some other shit. By the way, I'm actually willing to try something out. I'm gonna take this light and I'm gonna place it. Actually gonna place it behind there. And then I'm gonna make it way brighter. Actually pretty cool. Even though, yeah, I mean, it's actually pretty cool. Like, I don't know if this is not warm or some shit. But is this the brightest I can make it? No, it is not. This is the brightest. And it is fucking bright. It really is. You know, for just it being so small and shit, it's actually pretty cool. You know, I'm actually very happy that I bought it. And because, you know, I in general don't buy anything, just besides food, actually. So I just don't really think that it is important to be 100% active in every single part of your life. But I mean, it's my opinion. But to maybe also answer that, how can you make sure that you're trying as hard as you can? And well, I do think it is about, you know, it is a mental thing. You know, if you believe that whatever you're doing is very important, then of course you're also gonna just try out more, I guess. Maybe you also just didn't know about that. My mineral water that I've bought like just, I don't know, 3 weeks ago or something, it's actually by the Coca-Cola company, but it is some Austrian product actually. Very, very interesting. Coca-Cola HBC Austria GmbH, yes, which is like LTC and whatever there is. I don't actually know. Anyway, well, I actually don't know. You know, I can't give an answer for that, but I think it is not that important, first of all, and second of all, yeah, it's just not that important. And if it was, then you would actually just do something about it, I guess, you know. I do think it is a mental shit, so, as it is with quite a lot of things. Today I learned ant queens can take over other colonies by murdering their real queen and bathing in her bodily fluids to avoid detection. Since ants can only parasitize other specific species, it is speculated that some ants decorate their homes with the heads of other ant species to mask their own scent. Which is some crazy as shit, but I don't know, it could definitely be the case. But yeah, with that being said, I'm gonna end the episode there. So I wish you the best health, happiness, and all success, and also hope that you're gonna remind yourself and you're gonna be remembered, which basically means your legacy, and basically means just being a nice person, and then as well being remembered as a nice person, which is a pretty fucking cool thing. And yeah, the 3 other questions that I have you are why, what are you trying to change, and what is bothering you the most? These 3 questions. So hopefully gonna show you your purpose, and maybe even a business idea, which is a pretty fucking cool thing as well. And yeah, one last thing is, what could you essentially say to, and it actually doesn't change anything. You know, I'm now having it in pink. What about red then? No change actually. Or is there some change? No. Yeah. What could you essentially say to another person that's indeed gonna change their life? Because I totally believe from the bottom of my heart that we all can say something, we all can communicate something that is indeed gonna change somebody's life. Yeah. Please think about that. Please keep that in mind, and please maybe also figure out what you could say to somebody else. Anyway, with that being said, bye-bye, and thank you very much from the bottom of my heart. Take care of yourself, your family members, and everyone you love.